Okay, so yeah, so slut shaming is a similar thing, and I love talking about it in the in the context of its kind of flip side, which is I don't know what you call it. Back in the 60s, it was, I guess, sexual liberation, and now you've got this movement. I won't try to give it a name because I'll get it wrong because I'm just not cool enough. All of these women who are advertising their body counts and competing for who has the most body count, right? And that's the flip side of slut shaming. So on the one hand, it's basic kind of slut shaming is this notion that you are policing the price of sex. So what you've got is say in any kind of society you have a hierarchy, and so we can think about this in a very real sense. And sometimes I sort of give the example of schools, high schools, because that's where the female hierarchy is visible. I think for everybody knows that there were mean girls in high school, and everybody knows who they were, and somehow everybody, even though, and it's funny, what I also find funny about that is everybody calls them the popular girls, even though they're universally hated by everybody. They're detested and disliked, and they make so many other people's lives miserable, and yet they're always called the popular girls because people understand that they were at the top of the social hierarchy. So people understood that there was a sense in which they were popular, in that the rest of the population kind of understood that they were the ones at the top and that they had to be respected, and you at least had to pretend to like them when you were in their direct company. But they were also universally hated because they were largely doing horrible things. In any case, though, you've got this hierarchy, right? And so you've got the women at the top of the hierarchy who would frequently be the ones responsible for slut shaming the women below. So the women at the top are trying to make sure that the market price of sex is high. They don't want there to be a lot going around, but often what these girls would do as well is the market price of sex is very high, and so for them it was a very valuable commodity that they could use on occasion, and so they were free, partly because of the social status they had that protected them from being slut shamed by someone else. They were free to use this commodity, and not necessarily to cheapen it irrevocably by sleeping around with everybody, but they could use it strategically. However, they used slut shaming to make sure that anybody that was sort of below them in the hierarchy wasn't also able to do the same thing. So